really feels like coming back home. It feels like coming back to yourself. It feels like just knowing what is best for you without anyone having to tell you, without anyone having to dictate who you are, how you have to be, or what you have to choose. Alignment is easy when you let it be easy. The only reason that alignment feels difficult or seems like it would be difficult is because we're used to control, we're used to struggle. The only way to reach alignment is through surrender, through trust, through allowing, through just being completely open and receptive to everything, all the support, all the blessings that can come into your life. And as a society, as humans, we're so used to having to do something, having to prove ourselves just to be able to receive something that we really want. We feel like if we don't struggle, we don't deserve the things that we want. This is an illusion. This is what we made up in our minds. This is the reality we have if we choose to live in it. And we can also choose for alignment and for a good life and for flow and ease to be our reality. We can choose that. So what is alignment? What does it feel like? I think when we're children, we really feel in alignment. We don't worry about time. We don't worry about the space. We just play. We just imagine. We live our lives to the fullest. But as we grow older, we tend to forget the magic that is in life. And what alignment I discovered feels like to me is it feels like water flowing. Imagine you're in a canoe. Instead of trying to flow up the river, against the river, and push against the river, you're flowing with it. You're going along the river. And in that way, you get to everywhere you need to be, and you're always at the right place and at the right time. And you just feel supported. And it feels like coming back to yourself, especially if you've been going through something or if you've been having a hard time. Coming back to alignment just feels like coming back to yourself, coming back to your truth and clarity. It feels like clarity. It feels like knowing where you're going and not having to change that for anyone or settle for anything. Once we start to get into alignment, the way you know you're in alignment is when good things start to happen to you. Blessings start to come in. Gifts start to pop up out of nowhere. You might be just feeling really good. You might be feeling a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of excitement to where you're going. You also might feel a lot of trust and just being able to trust that whatever you do is the right thing and whatever you want is the thing that's meant for you. In terms of gifts, it could be anything that you've been wanting to manifest or things that you didn't even know you wanted. Basically, when the universe gives you these things that are something that you wanted or something that you've been dreaming of or something that's just really exciting and really good for you and really out of nowhere, it means that you are going the right way. You're on the right path and you just have to keep going. Alignment comes through choices. When we make choices that we know are the best for us. So what that means is you can no longer make choices out of fear, even if it's painful sometimes, even if it's resistant, even if it's scary. We have to make choices that are best for ourselves. And that's the only way we can get to alignment, is when we step into our truth, step into our knowing, step into our intuition and trust that whatever it is that we feel is right is right. For me, making choices, especially difficult ones, is the easiest when I feel into my body. So I'll explain the process and you can try it out for yourself because it's really something that is practical. It's something that you have to feel for yourself and decide whether it's for you or not. And I only recently really got clear on this as well because I had two really big decisions to make, and I'll share that with you now. So the first decision I had to make was breaking up with my boyfriend, and we were together for almost 2 years, and it honestly was really amazing. Like, it was an amazing relationship. But for some reason, I felt like something was not right anymore. I think it was mostly energetic. So something just didn't fit right. If I was really honest with myself and I wasn't trying to look at the facts, such as we're having a great time or it's really fun or giving myself excuses with my mind, I knew by feeling, by intuition, that things just did not fit right at that time. And the way I made the decision, which was like one of the most difficult decisions, if not the most difficult decision I had to make, was by feeling into my body. So I had two options. One was to break up, so separate, or two was to stay together and I guess try to figure it out. Looking back at it now, I intuitively already felt what I needed to do, but I was kind of resistant to the choice or the idea that we had to separate. But just looking back now, when I thought about separating and the reasons why I wanted to separate, It was very clear, very non-reactive, very non-emotional. I didn't feel stressed or sad or overwhelmed or anxious or anything like that. I just felt like this is something I had to do. And when I made the decision to separate, I just felt good in myself. I felt good in my body. I felt clear. That's the main thing. I felt clear, and I felt like this is the right path, and it was easy. And easy as in it flowed with where I'm going. Not easy as in it would be an easy decision, it would be an easy task. It was actually the more difficult choice, as in it would be very painful, it would be very resistant. If I would feel into my body at that time, it was clear, it was calm. And then when I started to listen to my mind after I made the decision to separate, my mind started to tell me, this is the wrong thing, you're gonna regret it, you're gonna think you're gonna lose this amazing thing, you're never gonna find someone better. And then I started to change my mind, and I started to make the decision to stay and try to work it out. And once I made that second decision to stay, I realized that in my body I didn't feel good anymore. I felt anxious, just in general. I didn't realize I felt anxious, but I felt anxious. I felt stressed. I felt really moody. I was really frustrated and annoyed and just on edge. It was just purely in my body. Like, my mind might have not been thinking about it, but my body felt very on edge. I realized like what a difference it was feeling into my body between when I decided to separate versus when I decided to stay. And the practice is basically to, if you have two decisions to make, let's say decision A and decision B, you need to go with one decision. It doesn't matter which one. You can just say, okay, I decide on A. From this moment forward, I'm going to decide to go with choice A. And then what you do is you just make all your decisions based on that decision that you made, and assume you make that decision. And then for the next maybe 2-3 days, tune into your body and see how you feel in your body. See whether you feel more clear in your body, whether your body itself, not your mind, your body feels stressed or feels calm, if it feels anxious or it feels at peace, if it feels angry or it feels okay and accepting. Instead of listening to your mind at this time when you need to make this important decision, listen to your body. What does your body tell you? How does your body react to that decision? And your mind will always try to play tricks on you. Your mind will always give you illusions. Your mind basically plays out your biggest fears. It tells you the things that you might encounter that might be dangerous, that might be fearful, that might be scary. Look back at how you felt. So if you made choice A, did you feel good or did you feel bad in your body? Not in your mind, in your body. You could either just remember it, which is what I did, but you could also write it down, maybe in your notes on your phone or just in a notebook, just so you can remember the thing that you felt. If you felt good, if you felt calm, if you felt at peace in your body, then this is probably the right decision to make. And if you didn't feel good, if you feel anxious or resistant or stressed, then try the next couple of days with making the second decision. So switch decisions and be like, okay, now from this moment forward, I choose choice B. And then see how it goes. See whether you feel calm or you feel stressed, or you feel good or you feel bad in your body again. And then compare those two states. So here it's key to remember that you're not in a rush to make this decision. You don't have to do anything right now. You don't have to decide in this moment. Give yourself a week. Give yourself 2 weeks. Give yourself as much time as you need to make this decision. But make sure you're deciding from your heart, from your body, from your soul, from your truth, rather than from your mind. Because when you start to list out pros and cons, for example, for me with the breakup, there were so many more cons to the breakup for me than pros. And that's what could have tripped me up. But once I made the decision, I realized that I can't explain why this is meant to happen, or I can't explain why this decision is going to be good for the both of us, but it just feels right. What happened after we separated was actually a lot of good things came into my life. Like, I got a job and I got a lot of abundance coming in, getting a car, just basically things that I wanted that were on my manifestation list that I wanted to manifest started coming in really quickly and really easily and really with such ease and flow. And it's not just about the material things. I also felt joy. I felt like of course there were times that I felt really, really sad. I felt like I was mourning something that I just kind of threw away. But at the same time, I felt more in myself and in my truth than I ever felt before. And I think it's because I had to make such a difficult decision, and then I made the right decision. this alignment, this making decision that's right for you, especially when it's super difficult, despite the pain, despite the heartache, despite the heaviness of it. It can be so magical and so powerful to be in your own truth, in your own worth, in your own authenticity, and decide what is really best for you. So I really encourage you to, any difficult decisions you have to make, not to make them out of fear, but to make them out of your soul, out of your heart, out of your really true, honest being. And the only way you can do that is through allowing your body to feel, using your body because it knows more than you think it knows, really just moving forward with that clarity. And once you make a decision, trust that the decision that you make is the right one, and you can never make a decision wrong. If at any point you make a decision that maybe was not the best for you, maybe was out of fear, even then you're okay. Even then you still have other options. The universe will never punish you. The universe will never send you something you can't handle. So even if you make the decision that might have not been the best at that time, it will give you other options. It will give you another chance. It will give you another opportunity. And that's when you will know. And that's how you know, actually, through making mistakes and through making bad decisions. That's how you know the difference between when it feels in alignment and when it feels out of alignment. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps you. Comment down below if you have any other questions or any other requests, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.